Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a theatrical release from last month, Honest Thief. Before we begin, let me know in the comments if you were looking forward to this or what your thoughts are if you've seen it already, and make sure to give this a thumbs up if you like these reviews. It helps me out immensely if you do that. Also, if you're new here and you like movies, whether it be blockbusters, hidden gems, or everything in between, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with reviews of new releases and some classics. But now, let's jump right into it. This action thriller stars Liam Neeson as Tom, a safe-cracking thief known as the In and Out Bandit. When he meets Annie, played by Kate Walsh, who isn't aware of his identity, he decides to put his life of crime behind him. Still feeling guilty a year later and wanting a clean conscience, he contacts the FBI to turn himself in and hand over the money on the condition of a very short sentence. However, things change when the two corrupt feds sent in to take him, played by Anthony Ramos and Courtney, have a plan of their own. I find it hilarious that ever since Taken in 2008, Liam Neeson has since carved out his own little unique subgenre of him as this old man badass action hero with movies like Non-Stop, The Commuter, and Run All Night, among others. I thought maybe with Cold Pursuit last year, which is more of a darkly comic subversion of those movies and is actually very different from them, he was going to start putting those behind him, but I was wrong. In fact, I actually laughed out loud when I saw this in the theater because there was a preview for another of these sort of movies called The Marksman, which is set to come out next year, and is once again Liam Neeson as this badass action hero fighting against a bunch of assassins who tracked him down in Arizona. He's not slowing down, he's going to keep cranking those out. I really didn't have any expectations for this one because if you took one look at the trailer, it seemed like just another one of these sort of movies, and yeah. That's exactly what this is. I haven't seen all the action movies Liam Neeson has done since Taken, but for the most part, if you've seen one, you've seen them all. And this is more of the same, but I actually thought it was kind of alright. Like, it does nothing out of the ordinary, I want to make that clear. Your enjoyment of this is mostly going to be based on whether or not you like these other Taken-style movies Liam Neeson has done. If you're not a fan, this won't win you over, but if you like them to begin with, I think you'll appreciate this. It's by no means great, but what I appreciate about it is the fact that they actually try to make Liam Neeson a very likable guy here. They really lean into the honest part of the title. Sometimes a little too much. Like, the movie will balance itself between these action scenes and these romantic moments between Tom and Annie. And I think they tried a little too hard with the romance stuff, because the way they present it with these sappy exchanges between Neeson and Walsh and this very sentimental music, it's almost like I was watching a young adult romance for a second, but instead it's with Liam Neeson, who's nearly 70 by this point. These moments are a little off-putting, and they're so tonally different from the action scenes that you'll find it a bit jarring, but they really try portraying him as this very nice guy, and I respect that because likable characters are part of what makes a good movie. And Liam Neeson gives a charismatic enough performance that I cared about what happens to him here. In fact, the entire cast was pretty solid. I thought Walsh did a fine job, as did both Ramos and Courtney as the two corrupt FBI agents. They have this dynamic of Courtney being the more villainous of the two, and Ramos is a little more conflicted about going along with it, and he'll have a guilty conscience of his own. So I thought their exchanges were kind of alright. You also have as their two bosses, Robert Patrick, and more prominently, Jeffrey Donovan, who were also both fine. They'll actually have some of the more comedic moments in the film. They sit right across from each other and will have these humorous exchanges, plus there's a running gag about Donovan having just gone through a divorce, and he got to keep his dog, so he brings the dog to work with him, and he actually brings it along with him almost everywhere he goes outside of the more action-heavy moments. So you'll have the dog reacting to everything that's going on, and I found that kind of cute. And the action scenes themselves, again, they were fine. It's a PG-13 movie. They don't do anything too brutal or too bloody. They try to give this the same broad appeal that a lot of Neeson's other action movies have. And they were fun, and they were what helped make this a solid casual watch. Only downside is, if you've seen the trailer by now, it gives away a good chunk of the movie, so I was disappointed that I knew much of what was going to happen based on the trailer. I still had a fun enough time with it, and like I said, if you're a fan of these movies, you will too, but if you saw the trailer, don't expect too many surprises. This is pretty much like every other Liam Neeson movie out there since Taken, and if you like those movies, I think you'll like this, but if you don't like them, I don't see you being too impressed with this. It's more of the same, but the one thing I will give it credit for is that they really do try leaning into the charisma of the cast, especially going in hard on how likable Neeson's character is supposed to be. That might be the only thing that will change your mind if you're not a fan of these movies to begin with. Beyond that, it plays things pretty safe. There aren't too many surprises, especially if you saw the trailer, but between the cast and the action, personally, I thought it was a decent enough time. Honest Thief gets a 6.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Honest Thief or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the action? Did you like the cast? And what's your favorite of these Liam Neeson action movies? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you next time.